Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. My name is Hannah and on this channel I post a ton of anti-MLM content. I have deep dives into different MLM companies. I have a whole MLM horror stories series where I read the stories that have been sent in to me about personal experiences in MLM companies. And then of course videos like this one, MLM Top Fails. I have reels, I have Instagram stories, I have photos to show you. We're gonna watch them, react to them, and debunk them together. I do upload at least 3 videos a week, so if any of this kind of content sounds interesting to you, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, consider liking this video, consider leaving a comment. All of those things really help to support my channel. And with that, I have 9 or 10 different things to show you today. I did not upload an MLM Top Fails last week, so my Google Drive is like extra stacked with top-notch quality content. I had like 50 or 60 things sent to me in the past couple weeks, and I just went through and I picked out like my absolute top favorites. The first video I'm going to show you, I don't know what company she's from, but this is a video that she has saved to her Instagram story highlights, and the title of the highlight is called Pyramid Scheme. So you know this one's gonna be good.
So speaking of like what I do in the business and the goals, if I hear someone call this a pyramid scheme one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, let's all get educated for a second because you sound real ignorant and not smart when you think it's a pyramid scheme. This is why. Just like people with a certain background or a certain color of their skin, they are not all the same, right? Just like how women or men or children, we're not all the same. When it comes to companies, we're not all the same.
The condescension here is absolutely killing me. And we're 41 seconds in. I can't even begin to describe how deeply it angers me when people talk down on other people like this in this tone. I cannot handle it, okay? It makes my blood boil and it immediately makes me feel closed off and like I don't even want to consider listening to whatever it is they have to say. But when I see MLM reps speaking in this tone, I have to remind myself that it's most likely coming from a place of frustration and feeling like they constantly have to defend this business model and constantly defend their decision and their choices to be involved with it, and I can imagine that gets pretty exhausting. Imagine if a huge part of your job duties consisted of defending against the argument that you are in a scam or a pyramid scheme. That would make me really aggravated and condescending too. What I have a hard time understanding personally though is how people get to this point, how they go so far as to make like a really nasty toned Instagram story and posting it for the world to see. I would like to believe that if I was in an MLM and I felt like I was at my breaking point, okay, one too many people accused me of being in a pyramid scheme, I would hope that my reaction to that would be to take a step back and at least consider what these people are saying, because it's fascinating to watch behavior like this where she feels like the best course of action right now is to go vent and air all of her grievances on Instagram for everyone to see, rather than to consider even for a moment that the people accusing her of this might have something legitimate to say and they might be right about some of this. This is a testament to how being in an MLM can so deeply alter your state of mind to the point where the reps are willing to ignore the warnings of tens, dozens, hundreds, however many people, because they trust a company more than they trust human beings like you and me who have nothing to gain from them being in their MLM.
So things you should ask: does it have a product? Is there a large customer base? Does the company make money? Has it been around for a few years? Is it expanding?
Ma'am, none of those things are evidence that your company is not a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes can still have products. They're called product-based pyramid schemes. The company having a large customer base and making money means nothing if all of the customers of those products are the reps themselves and if all of that money is moving internally within the company's structure. You need to prove that the money is being made to end consumers, meaning that they are being sold to people outside the company who have nothing to do with the business opportunity. If the majority of people purchasing the products are also the same people that are trying to sell the products, that's a major cause for concern. And finally, an MLM company expanding to multiple countries does not give it any more credibility or legitimacy. I actually kind of feel like it's the opposite. MLM companies don't expand to new countries because there's a true demand for that product in the way that most other companies base their decision on whether to expand or not. They expand to new countries because the business model thrives on recruitment, and they have to be expanding to new countries because the current country's market is tapped. fact. Think about it. A brand new MLM launches in the US. There's tons of people that join early because they understand that that's the best time to join if you want to have the best shot at making it to the top of the compensation plan. But then a few years pass and recruitment slows down significantly. The more people that join the company, the more people that are out there pitching the opportunity, and the more people hear about it, and the more people either join or decline. Well, crap, the scheme only works if you continually have new people joining. So how can we get more people to join? We expand to new countries.
You can also ask, how is the compensation plan set up? Myself, for example, when I signed up, it's my business, okay? I'm a promoter for the products. I'm basically the advertising, right, for the products. And I make money off of sales, and I make money off of training people. And so if they make sales, I do make a percentage off of them because I'm helping train them, and we're working together, and it's a team, just like pretty much any other corporate environment. You have a boss, and the boss helps train you, and the boss makes more money than you. But what's different and what's cool is that I actually outranked my upline, okay? One of my downlines has outranked me. Why? Because it's our own individual businesses.
This lady is on another level. If I'm laughing a lot, it's because I'm extremely uncomfortable and I can't believe that people speak this way. And I feel like a broken record, but it's not your own business. It's not your own business if all you did was buy a starter pack and now you sell another company's products. You own the rights to nothing. You don't have any control over the formulations, of the pricing, of the packaging. In some companies, even the shipping, the customer service, whether or not your products go on sale, those things are not up to you. All you did was sign up to sell someone else's products and recruit people in order to keep that scheme going. And she's asking, like, what's the difference here between this and corporate jobs? The difference is that in a professional job setting, it is true that maybe your boss trains you and your boss makes more money than you do, but that has absolutely nothing to do with you. They are still going to be higher than you. They are still going to be making more money in that position, regardless of if you work there or not. This is not true in an MLM. If the people below you quit, you are demoted because of that. Your paycheck takes a cut and you fall in the ranks. In a corporate or traditional or 9-to-5 setting, whatever you want to call it, there are varied positions, and yes, they are structured in a pyramid shape. However, the difference is that in a corporate setting, the people above you in the pyramid earned their right to be there. Maybe they have a higher level of education. Maybe they have more skill or expertise. Maybe they have more experience. Maybe they incur a greater responsibility within the company. Maybe they incur greater risk. All of those things justify a higher paycheck than the people in the bottom of the pyramid. This is way different than an MLM company where the people at the top of that structure are only at the top because of the sheer volume of people they were able to put beneath them. And as she even said, anyone can join an MLM. Anyone has the opportunity or ability to outrank the people above you because your position in an MLM has nothing to do with skill, nothing to do with ability, nothing to do with experience or level of education. How do you climb in the ranks of an MLM? You recruit the most people. That's it. And the major difference between a corporate pyramid and a pyramid scheme is that at least in a corporate pyramid, everyone gets paid, and the amount they get paid directly correlates to their job duties and their position. Even the people at the bottom level of a corporate pyramid are at least getting paid minimum wage. Whereas in an MLM or in a pyramid scheme, the people at the bottom are spending more money to participate in the scheme than they're ever making back.
You guys, there's a reason that this industry is so successful and these businesses do really, really well. It's because they took out all the middlemen. So instead of having a distribution and then it has to go to this warehouse and then it has to go to that warehouse and then they have to pay for this advertising and then they have to have, these corporate people working on this marketing and all this stuff, it literally goes from where it's created and manufactured to your front doorstep.
I cannot even begin to comprehend this argument that MLMs don't have any middlemen. Like, are you kidding? You are literally the middleman. As she just said, rather than the product going from the company to the consumer, it has to go through her first. This is completely asinine. The mental gymnastics that she's going through to convince herself that she's not in a scam is beyond entertaining.
Okay, I promote, I talk about it, we're trained on how the products work, we're trained on all the things, okay? It's 2020, okay? It's not 1980 anymore. If you have any questions, I'll be much nicer because I understand there's legitimate concerns, but I do not and have not been doing a pyramid scheme for the last 3 years. I am not an idiot. Thank you.
She's really convincing me that she would be a great person to join the business under. She's like, I know I'm being really rude and condescending right now, but if you come to my DMs with questions, I promise I'll be nice. Real talk though, I want to make it clear that being in an MLM does not make you an idiot, okay? I think that was a very ignorant thing for her to say just then. People who join network marketing companies or pyramid schemes are often joining because they just want whatever that opportunity has promised them. They want some extra money. They want some time freedom. They want to be with their kids more. They want to be their own boss, or they really think that these products are going to cure whatever ailment they have. And they genuinely may not understand how this business model works or how it can be harmful. None of those things make somebody an idiot. Wanting more for yourself and taking advantage of an opportunity that you believe is going to provide you with those things does not make you an idiot. MLMs are one of those things where you don't know until you know. And for a lot of people, it's a light bulb moment. Maybe that moment happens when you've been in a network marketing company yourself. Maybe it happens when you've joined 5 MLMs and you realize that you can't make money at any of them. Maybe it happens when you stumble across anti-MLM content on the internet one day. But I think it's really important that we don't label people in MLMs as stupid or idiots, because they're not. We can't fault people for wanting whatever an MLM claims it will provide. We all want that stuff. It sounds like a really sweet deal. They just don't know the truth of it yet. And it's really hard because oftentimes when they are confronted with the factual information, they still willfully ignore it like this woman is doing.
With that being said, a lot of times people will start one of these and not really do a lot. They're a little scared. They don't do a whole much. They maybe just want it for the discount. They, got a lot going on. I get it. It's not for everybody. You do have to do a lot of personal development. You do got to step out of your comfort zone. You have to kind of not care what people think. You just have to be you and realize that you'll find people that are your people and the rest of the people, that's okay. You have to kind of have thick skin, like your products aren't going to be for everybody. Not everyone's going to be nice, whatever. You have to work a little. And so what happens is people sometimes I think are told that they can just do nothing, like absolutely nothing, and make millions. Well, yeah, they're not nothing. And then they go around and they blame the company. It's ridiculous.
Again, I'm a broken record over here, but people don't fail because they didn't work hard. They fail because they worked really hard and they still saw no results. So they remove themselves from that situation to avoid losing more money and time. It's crazy how they'll be like, anyone can do this business when they're trying to recruit you. But then when you quit and you speak out about your experience and speak out against the company, all of a sudden it turns into, well, you just weren't cut out for this. It's not for everyone. Some people just don't have what it takes, kind of thing. This is one of the huge bait and switch manipulation tactics that are used in MLMs. And if that kind of thing is interesting to you, I just made a video about like the top 10 bait and switch tactics. And I personally feel like it wraps up all of the problematic aspects of MLMs into one like nice, neat, concise video. So I'll link that here and down below if you're interested in that video. Also, Zeke was meowing outside the door. I have since let him into the room. So if you hear cat chirping in the background, or if this plant suddenly moves, you know why. Then she posted this final slide and I noticed right away that she like covered up the headings and she created her own headings. So then I got curious and I was like, what did these originally say? Here's the original table and it says MLMs versus pyramid schemes, which is fascinating because MLMs and network marketing are the exact same thing. The terms are used interchangeably, so she did not need to cover it up and call it network marketing instead of MLM. But I'm assuming that she did that because the term multi-level marketing, MLMs, it has a negative connotation these days. And a lot of people, even if they don't know about MLMs MLMs deeply, they still have like the base understanding that MLMs are bad kind of thing, which is exactly why people in MLMs are trying to shift the language to network marketing, social selling, because overall it just sounds a little better and it has the potential to mislead people into thinking that it's not an MLM even though it is. The next thing I have to show you comes from a private Zaya Facebook group. Zaya is an up-and-coming activewear MLM, and my understanding is that it's pretty common for these reps to have private Facebook groups that people join, kind of like LuLaRoe, where all your communication with your customers is done through those Facebook groups. So the name is blocked out here, but it says Zaya Lifewear with blank independent rep, and she posts, calling all VIP members. I'm sure I'm not the only one crushed by Betty White's passing. She truly was a legend and unlike any celebrity we've ever known. Do you see where this is going? So in honor of her 100th birthday coming up, I'm running a thank you for being a friend party, starring Betty, her famous quotes, and of course her golden girls too. Let's kick off the party with an opportunity for each of you to earn a draw entry for a free bomber bra at the end of the party. The party will run right here and will end this Saturday night. Fun! Feel free to invite some friends to the party. There will be lots of fun games and giveaways too. So tell us which one of the Golden Girls clan you resonate with. Are you a savage Dorothy, classy like our beloved Betty, bougie Blanche, or an old ratchet like Sophia? LOL. Disgusting. Absolutely horrendous. Using somebody's death as an opportunity to pitch or sell your MLM product is incredibly shameful. Seriously, how dare she? MLM reps have no boundaries, apparently. While the rest of us are mourning the loss of an American icon, MLM reps apparently see dollar signs. What is wrong with people? Who takes someone's death and capitalizes on it to sell activewear on Facebook? I'm seriously speechless. Like, this is unacceptable. There's no way to justify this behavior. This next video is of an Arbonne rep, and it becomes very clear what's going on.
Hi, you guys. I am here to ask a huge favor of y'all. So I have been working my booty off to earn this trip to Cancun that Arbonne put out several months ago, and I'm so close to earning it for Alec and and I just want him to experience this community and everything like that. And I'm so close it hurts, but it's not gonna happen without your guys' help. And so I'm coming on here basically to ask, just if you're a client, if you're a current client of mine and you need to restock on anything for any reason.
To beg. I think you mean you're coming on here to beg for people to buy things from you.
If you need to place an order, or if you're somebody that maybe has wanted to try Arbonne, but you've just been holding back for whatever reason, I would be so honored if you would trust me with your health and wellness goals. I'm super passionate about helping other people look and feel their best. And so if you're somebody that's wanted to try it, our makeup, our skincare, our nutrition, just anything, or maybe you want to do this huge group with us in January. I've got several people jumping on that group, and it's going to be such a good group. And there's so many good deals this month that it truly is one of the best times ever to order, if you have ever been interested. So I know it's a bold ask, but like I said, I just wanted to come on here and say, you know, if you're a current client of mine, or maybe you've thought about being one, I would love to help you in any way that I can and help serve you in your goals for 2022.
Cut the crap, okay? You're not here to serve anyone in their goals. You are literally begging people to buy things from you or to sign up for the business opportunities so that you can earn an incentive trip. She admitted that right off the bat. She's like, I need your help because I want to go to Cancun. But now she's trying to turn it into, I really just want to help you and serve you with your goals. It's absolutely ridiculous, and everyone can see right through it. If anything, I feel like this has the potential to maybe even turn off people who were considering it, because now they're seeing this behavior and they're realizing that apparently Arbonne is very hard to sell and people have to resort to begging their Instagram audiences in order to earn the incentive trips. This is not a good look. This is a very, very poor decision.
So reach out to me if you have any questions. I would love to answer anything that you guys want to ask me. And I just want to say really quickly, it's also free signups this month with the qualifying order, and we have a 90-day money-back guarantee on all products. So I always tell people, even if I didn't do Arbonne, I would use these products till my deathbed because they've helped me and my friends and my family so much. But worst case scenario, if you ended up trying something and for some reason it didn't work out for you, you do have that 90-day money-back guarantee. So there's truly no risk to trying. Best case scenario, they help change your life like they have mine. But worst case scenario, you do have that as kind of a fallback. So, like I said, reach out if you have any questions, and hopefully we will talk soon, guys. Thank you so much. Last thing I wanted to say really quick, maybe if you're somebody who just placed an order with me, number one, I'm so thankful for you. And maybe some of you don't have a need for more products right now, but I always gift if a referral is sent my way and they place an order. So if you know of anybody, maybe you have a sister, a brother, friends, family who might benefit from these products and might benefit from clean, pure products, I would be so thankful for a referral as well. It's seriously the highest compliment that I can get is somebody referring somebody to me, and it means a lot. So
are you kidding? Now not only is it please buy from me, it's please go beg your friends and family to buy from me too. This is unbelievable.
If that is you, again, I will gift you for that as well. And if you've also, like I said, thought about being a client but haven't pulled the trigger, I also treat my preferred clients very, very well. And so, again, I just wanted to put that out there really quick, and I hope you guys have an awesome Thursday and happy early holidays.
Let me point out one thing here. This woman's bio on Instagram says that she is in the top 1% of Arbonne. Why on earth is someone in the top 1% of the company begging people for sales? There are red flags all around here, people. This is extremely alarming, and it just goes to show that on the off chance that you do make it to the top of an MLM, the grind never stops, okay? You're never done. How can you be at the top of the company and still struggling to qualify for trips? How can you be at the top of the company and you're still begging strangers to buy things from you, to support you? I'm appalled by all of this, and this is honestly the worst thing she could have done to convince people that this is a lucrative business opportunity that they want to be a part of. And this right here is probably why people in MLMs don't get on social media to beg. Instead, they'll just pay their own money and place their own orders under the table to qualify for the trips themselves. Because at least that way you don't have to own up to the fact that you're not making any sales, and then you still get to come out in public and pretend like you earned it fair and square. So while this is a huge fail and very cringy on this woman's part, she is kind of doing all of us a favor and exposing the fact that even the people at the top percent are still struggling, and it's kind of pulling back that curtain and showing us that these people are not as successful as they claim to be. This next one is this is a Monat rep who got into a car accident, and she's claiming that the Monat Rejuvenique oil helped her injuries to heal and helped her prevent scarring. I know that it's a little bit difficult to see through the blurring. It's hard to protect someone's identity and show the things that are on their face at the same time, but her caption reads, "This is what a steering wheel to the face and neck looks like." I kind of kept this one to myself. I'm okay, just way more careful with my precious life these days, but I would have been extra messed up if I didn't have the skincare I do. Skincare consultation link hashtag in my bio. Accidents happen, and I'm so grateful I was just cut up for a week and not seriously injured or broken. This oil is a blessing to have around because there's hundreds of problems it heals. The sun loves to make scars, and I mean deep pink purple ones. It's hard to avoid here in Puerto Rico. I was terrified my face would never heal properly, but also had total confidence in my products. I knew my after would be beautiful again. So blessed for my secret sauce and SPF. Hashtag natural products that work. Hashtag thank you Monat. First of all, I'm glad she's okay. Second of all, that's a product claim if I've ever seen one. According to the policies and procedures, no claims, which include personal testimonies as to therapeutic, curative, or beneficial properties of any products offered by Monat may be made except those contained in official Monat literature. It is very concerning that she's claiming hair oil can treat open wounds, but then again, it's not surprising because Monat reps think that the Rejuvenique oil was created by Jesus himself and that you can use it on any part of the body for any ailment you will ever have. And here's where it gets a little dicey because I never want to victim blame anybody and I never want to accuse people of things that they don't deserve to be accused of, but I do feel like we're not getting the whole story here, and I do have my doubts. I don't know what I'm doubting specifically, but I've seen way too much evidence of MLM reps just straight up lying about their results from their products for me to be able to just look at this at face value and willingly accept that it's true. But let's just go with it, okay? Let's just say that it really did just take 1 week for all evidence of her car crash injuries to go away thanks to Rejuvenique oil. I Googled putting oil on wounds, and there were several sources and studies that came up that saying that there may be evidence that things like coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil may help to speed up the healing process and may help prevent scarring. sharing, but I'm not here to give medical advice. I'm not here to conclude that those claims are true. I'm only bringing it up to make the point that if those claims are true, there are far cheaper, far more accessible alternatives than the Rejuvenique oil. If you really want to try putting oil on an open wound to see if it heals faster, you do not need to buy a $100 oil from an MLM. You can go to the grocery store and find something for a fraction of the price. And honestly, the same can be said about pretty much any MLM product. The product claims are always questionable, but if they are true, you still don't have to support an MLM to try them out for yourself. Ask yourself, why do Monat reps say that the Rejuvenique oil is the magical elixir for everything in your life? It's because it's one of the most expensive products that Monat sells, and they get a pretty hefty commission if they sell it to you. So even though it is a hair oil, they will claim that you can use it on anything else, including open wounds apparently. This reel is also quite questionable. It says when you're a CPA at a Big Four public accounting firm and you study business models for a living, so you instantly recognize how genius Arbonne's business model and comp plan are and jump in and leave your CPA job. So let me get this straight. You claim that you studied business models for a living and you still chose to join an MLM? Something is not adding up here. And honestly, maybe it's for the best, because anyone who thinks that Arbonne's business model is quote unquote genius probably shouldn't have a job in finance. With a little bit of digging, I was able to find out that she used to work at Deloitte. So I just Googled Deloitte CPA salary. And of course, this is not going to be 100% accurate, but just for a ballpark estimate, it's saying that for someone in what she claims was her position at that company makes $82,000 a year, which is pretty dang good money. I always take things that MLM reps say with a grain of salt. So who even knows the true situation behind her previous job and whatever made her quit to join Arbonne? But if we were giving her the benefit of every doubt, somewhere around $80,000 a year is what she left behind apparently. Now, the Arbonne income disclosure statement shows us that only 1% of people in the company make more than $82,000 a year. So who in their right mind would leave a stable, respectable career at a very established company making $82,000 a year to go to Arbonne, where there is a 99% chance you will make less than that? Now, I'm not saying money is everything, and I'm not saying that you should only base your career decisions based on your income or your salary. I'm just saying the pieces aren't fitting here. And to make matters worse, so much worse, she's only at the area manager rank of Arbonne, and that makes a median annual income of $12,000 a year. Like I said, I don't buy it, not for a second. And speaking of odd things that people in MLMs will say and do to prove their wealth, this is a picture posted by somebody in Jessie Lee's downline. And notice how she very casually has $100 bills just hanging out below her computer screen. This is so ridiculously cringy, I don't even know what to say. All I can think of when I see things like this is people don't behave this way unless they are in an MLM. How insane is it that people feel the need to post and flaunt about the fact that they make money? It is so strange. It's the most bizarre behavior when they're like, look at me, I can buy groceries thanks to my MLM. I can make my car payments thanks to my company. But this one is even more bizarre because what she's trying to convey here is, look at me, I just have $100 bills just laying around. I'm just imagining her like strategically placing these $100 bills and like snapping the perfect photo, and her being like, wow, people are gonna think I'm like so successful. Most adults with traditional jobs, they have a few $100s of unspent money hanging out in their bank account, or you know, a savings account or investments. But the difference is that people don't go around flaunting it because it's weird and it's tacky. It's not coincidental that the only people out here that are flaunting how much money they make are the ones that rely on recruiting other people into a shady business model in order to make that money. This next video, I have no words for.
Okay, so this is Idaho Blue Spruce, and my favorite way to use this, I probably do this like 5 times a week, but pretty much daily, is I take a drop and I put it on the crown of my head. Oh my god. So pretty much the reason for that is that this is one of the highest frequency oils. So every living thing has a frequency, and that's why people say like good vibes, high vibes, and it's just like high vibrations. So when you're vibrating at a high frequency, disease can't live there, like depression, anxiety, there's like all types of things. It's really sciencey and technical, and I don't know all the details, but Idaho Blue Spruce raises your frequency tremendously. Like, and I feel the difference. Like when I put a couple drops on, like right now I am like beaming, like giddy and just like happy, and I feel very good, and that is like what Idaho Blue Spruce does. It makes you feel just like happy. So that is my number one way I use it. I also love to diffuse it for like some cozy diffuser blends.
What? I'll be honest with you that this whole like essential oils have frequencies and disease can't live in your body if you use these oils. It sounds completely Looney Tunes to me. I have no idea what she's talking about. I did like 20 minutes of Googling on this, but I'm being totally truthful with you right now. I did not look into it that deeply because I don't have an entire day to try and debunk the essential oil frequencies, okay? This is just one of those things that I have a really hard time believing because it doesn't make logical sense, and I couldn't find any reputable sources or like peer-reviewed studies on these claims, and it's just so far out of my scope of understanding that I have a really hard time wrapping my head around it. What I do know and what I can tell you is that in my brief research, my brief digging on the internet, I couldn't find anything reputable to back up these claims. The only sources I found sharing this type of information, that like your body has frequencies that interact with oils and things, the only sources that I found talking about this kind of thing were web pages for essential oil companies, or they were on blog posts written by doTERRA and Young Living Huns. Here's kind of what I'm talking about. I just Googled essential oils and frequencies, and here were some of the search results from that very first Google page. New World Botanicals, okay, that's an essential oil company. The Droppery, that's another company. GF Oils, that's a blog post. Revive Essential Oils, that's another brand. Green Smoothie Girl, this is just a blog. These aren't necessarily what I would consider reliable sources. In fact, at the bottom of all of these articles where they did cite their references, a lot of people were referencing sources written by Gary Young, who is the very, very problematic founder of Young Living. I will link my Young Living deep dive right here if you want to know more about him. So in general, these sources mean nothing to me. It seems like a bunch of pseudoscience. I do not trust them. And when I did find peer-reviewed studies on like the human body and frequencies, they all had to do with like prolonged effect of radiation on the human body and things like that. None of them had to do with the fact that the human body creates frequencies that then in turn respond to and react with essential oils. If you are able to find something credible about this, feel free to send it to me, but for now, I call BS on this entire claim. The next thing I'm going to show you is actually a series of photos that a Monat rep posted, and I have a little personal experience with this one. She posted, "Did you know that COVID-19 is causing extreme hair shedding for most people 2 to 3 months after having the virus? Don't panic. If this applies to you, hair shedding should only last between 6 to 9 weeks and your hair should recuperate on its own. But if you're looking for some extra help, message me and I can hook you up with our intense repair line that has helped millions." Then she shows a couple pictures of some different results. "Don't suffer in silence. Hair shedding is normal, but many things can induce excessive hair shedding. There's no need to be embarrassed or to suffer through it in silence. I have a solution for you." Somebody emailed me these screenshots, and honestly, I was pretty frustrated by this because back in October, Monat sent out a compliance email to everybody in the company outlining that this exact thing is against the company's policy. So the first thing I did is I reported it to Monat Compliance. The second thing I did is I commented on this post, which I never do. I never respond to people's posts. I never try to get a reaction out of people. But in this case, with it being so blatantly against compliance and spreading false health information, I did feel like I had a responsibility to at least inform her that this was against compliance, because maybe she didn't know. All I said was it's against Monat Compliance to promote the products or the business opportunity in regards to COVID. I was very careful not to be accusatory. I tried my best not to add any like snarky tone to it. I was simply just stating the facts. And of course, my comment was quickly deleted. She blocked me. What did we expect? But then the next day, it came to my attention that a former Monat market partner commented the same thing on her post, at which point she actually deleted the post completely and she took it down. So you're not willing to hear the truth if it comes from me, but you are willing to hear the truth if it comes from someone who used to be in the company. We both have eyes. We both can read. We both saw the compliance email. We both know that you posting that was unethical. We both called you out on it. Yet when that information comes from somebody outside the company, it gets ignored and it gets blocked. This is a huge problem. And it's a perfect example of people in MLMs creating an echo chamber around themselves, where they only accept information provided to them by other people in the organization, and they automatically disregard information that they perceive to be coming from the outside, even if that information is factually true. Another term we can use is willful ignorance, the willingness to remain ignorant about something or to acknowledge something something because it contradicts what they believe to be true. This happens in a lot of situations and circumstances, but it's dangerous in the context of MLMs because it prevents people from seeking outside information, therefore keeping them indoctrinated in the MLM for longer and ultimately damaging their finances and their relationships further. And here's a reel from another Monat rep that was also sent to me, claiming the exact same thing, that she has the special products to cure post-COVID hair loss. In general, Monat reps are kind of getting a little bit wild these days with the compliance violations. So if you do come across anything that is directly against what is stated in their policies and procedures, you can report it to the Monat compliance department. I believe that their new email is mpcompliance@monatglobal.com. It used to be just compliance, but they added on the MP part. Or you can email customercareusa@monatglobal.com. That's what I did. And additionally, if you see any claims like this specific to COVID, you can report it to the platform that you see it on, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and you can report it for false health information. I was gonna go and comment the exact same thing on her post too, but conveniently she has comments limited. Again, willful ignorance, creating an echo chamber, all of the things we expect to see. The next video I have for you, this is somebody who I've actually showed in a previous video. She was the one that used to be in It Works and then got out of It Works and jumped right into le-vel/Thrive, and I'm just gonna let this one play.
So we are on the way to the laundromat to do laundry, and I just wanted to take a little bit of time here and let you, or remind you of the promo that I am running this week in honor of it being my birthday week. Anybody who places an order of $150 or more this week will receive a free blender bottle or a handheld frother from me. You get to choose which you would prefer, and I'll be sending those out at the end of the week. A few of you have already taken advantage of this, so whether you are already a customer or you want to become a new customer, or even if you sign up as a promoter, buy a promoter pack, that qualifies you to get one for free as well. So I'm going to link my website here. You can check it out, or you can message me and I can help you.
Again, with the Huns driving and pitching their MLM. Someone is going to die because of this, and it's going to be tragic. I can assure you that this pitch can wait until you get home, or at least until you're parked. This clip is important because it highlights how sometimes people in MLMs feel the need to incentivize people to purchase from them. And that's really sad when you think about it. In a way, it's kind of showcasing how little the desire is for these products, and how she might not be hitting her goals and quotas organically just through people purchasing from her. And now she feels like she has to spend her own money and incentivize people with free gifts to try and get them to place an order. And this actually happens a lot, I've noticed, where people will run their own promotions. This is not a company promotion that's being run. This is literally her saying, hey, if you order from me, I will give you something in return. Usually though, what I tend to see is that MLM reps have a ton of excess product laying around because they place their own orders to like hit quotas and make ranks and things like that. So they end up with all of this excess product in their house, and they use that stuff as a free gift to try and incentivize people that way. But this one is a little bit different, where she's like, I'm just gonna give you a blender bottle or a handheld frother, free gift from me. I'm gonna spend my own money on it and I'm gonna mail it to you. And I understand that I'm getting a little bit nitpicky here, but these things, blender bottles, handheld frothers, they're like what, 10 to 20 bucks? And I feel like if I wanted a blender bottle, I would just go buy one. I would skip the part where I spend $150 on Thrive products. I don't know, it's a really hard balance, because on one hand, a free gift like that seems pretty insignificant when you're spending $150, but on the other hand, it's coming from her pocket, so she needs to keep that cost low too. I don't know, the whole vibe of this video really tugs at my heartstrings, because I've shown her in my videos before. I kind of know a little bit of her backstory, and we saw how she was feeling really burnt out and discouraged from It Works, and how kind of like rejuvenated and excited she was to join Thrive because she thought it would be so much better and so different. But now it's kind of appearing like maybe it's not working out as well as she hoped, and that really does break my heart for her. This is a pretty straightforward reel from a Young Living rep that is encouraging you to ingest essential oils. She's making a drink with their Ningxia and LaCroix, and then she's putting a couple drops of lime essential oil into it. And here's the thing, what concrete evidence is there to support that eating essential oils has any benefit on your health? There is none. Essential oils contain no nutritional value. They have no vitamins, they have no minerals, they have no nutrients whatsoever. So why are we eating it? According to Johns Hopkins, the best use for an essential oil is aromatherapy because, quote, the scent molecules in essential oils travel from the olfactory nerves directly to the brain and especially impact the amygdala, the emotional center of the brain. That makes good logical sense to me. I have absolutely nothing against using essential oils for aromatherapy. I do that too. But in the same article, they also advise that essential oils should not be ingested. Because why would you do that if there is no evidence to support that it does anything for you? But there is evidence that it could be harmful for you. Some essential oils like wintergreen, eucalyptus, and tea tree are toxic. Other oils can burn the mucous membranes in your mouth, in your throat, in your stomach lining. Like, why would you risk that? For what? And my best guess as to why MLM Huns will eat essential oils, I know that I've said this before, but for Young Living and for doTERRA, these companies in particular, there's pretty hefty personal volume requirements that these reps have to hit every single month, and there's no regulation on how those point values are maintained, meaning that you could earn those points by selling, but you can also hit them by purchasing. And in Young Living specifically, there comes a point in the comp plan where you have to hit those points by purchasing. You cannot hit them by selling. And if you don't hit these requirements, then you don't remain active and you don't earn your commissions. So all of that to say that people in these essential oil companies, they are constantly accumulating these massive collections of product because they're placing orders each and every single month that they're a part of this company. And I'm sure there comes a point where you're just trying to use up the dang oils however you can. Like, oh, I'm drinking some sparkling water, might as well put some essential oils in it, why not? And then by doing that and making a reel about it, they can then somehow convince people that this is like something you should be doing for your health, trying to convince you that you should buy it. It's very weird. But I would love for an essential oil rep to explain to me how putting 2 drops of lime essential oils into your LaCroix is somehow really good for your health. It's mind-boggling to me. And the last thing I have for you for this video is a very short clip, and this is of a Monat rep attending a team Zoom call on her wedding day. I have 3 words. Absolutely freaking not. As somebody who just had a wedding recently, I can tell you with 100% certainty that this is a day that every groom and every bride deserves to bask in everything joyful that comes with the biggest, most important, and happiest day of your life. I personally know that I had way too much going on. I had way too much to focus on to be on a freaking Zoom call. I didn't even touch my phone the entire day. I was in another universe mentally. And what is so incredibly sad about this is that she's going to look back on this one day and she's going to remember that on her wedding day, she was on a Monat Zoom call. And here's my very bold opinion on this. Unless you are somebody at the very tippy top ranks of these companies, being in an MLM is a short-lived thing. Being in a network marketing company is not a lifelong career. It's not stable enough for that. It doesn't pay well enough for that. And the turnover rate is extremely high because people realize that they're not making any money and so they can't justify staying for a long time. And this poor woman is at the 4th rank in the company, okay? Rank 4 out of 11, making a median annual income of $6,000. And to make matters worse, she has dropped in rank since her wedding day. And I don't bring this up to call her out or to pass any judgment on her specifically, but it just goes to show that people don't find success in these companies to justify staying long term. And my heart breaks that one day she will be out of Monat and she will have to live with the fact that she spent even one moment of her wedding day trying to make this business work. As a recent bride myself, this is genuinely crushing for me to see. And on that very depressing note, sorry about that, those are all of the things that I have to show you for this MLM Top Fails video. But as always, before we go, I do have a comment shout out, and this one is so true it hurts. And it says, you can do this too, but all you have to do is give up your morals and everyone you love or are friends with and exploit everything about yourself. Easy peasy. And I feel like that really speaks for itself. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in my next one real soon.